from India and across the border. I would like to welcome Dr. Nina, who is joining us from Poland, Dr. Acharya Brahmdevji, who is joining us from Atlanta, USA. Right now, he is in Mauritius. Dr. Neelam Vats, who is joining us from Vienna, Austria, and today's speaker, Mr. Vijay Ganeshan.
Yes, Vijay Ganesh Korikar.
Vijay Ganesh Korikar. So,
Yes.
I would like, on behalf of Department of Physical Education and Sports Sciences, Deshbandhu College, University of Delhi, I would like to welcome all the participants. Dr. Rajiv Agarwal, Principal, Deshbandhu College, students and faculty members. Today is World Environment Day, so I would like to say, Kale Varshatu Prajanya, Prithvi Shasya Shalini, Desho Yam Shobha Raita, Sajanya Santu Nirbhaya. Let the monsoon be timely and plentiful. Let the earth be concerned with vegetation. Let the country live without the problem. Let good people live without fear. So today's session, I would like to welcome Mr. Vijay Ganesh Korikaru, and let me have my pleasure to invite him for the speech for today's session, and let me introduce him. Shri Vijay Ganesh Korikaru, ex-brand ambassador of yoga to Indian High Commission, Mexico City. He was associated with Gurudev Tagore Indian Cultural Center, Poland, and he has done MSc in Yogic Science from Mangalore University. He has done 4 years of Vedic chanting and Sanskrit. So I would like to invite our today's speaker to begin this session. Our today's moderator is Dr. Manisha Sanger and Dr. Ruby Mishra. Dr. Ruby will take the questions from Facebook and Dr. Manisha will take the questions from Zoom chat. Over to you, Mr. Vijay. सर आप अनम्यूट कीजिए.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay. Okay. Let me start. Namaste. Welcome to all of you for today's session. I am Vijay Ganesh Korikar, as Anjum told. Today's my talk is about Hatha Yogic techniques and how it will improve our immune system, and how it helps to reduce the stress. Okay, everybody knows the practices, but how much correct way we are doing in our day-to-day life, that is important. If you don't do correct way as it mentioned in Hatha Yogic text, and as mentioned in the great book is Patanjali Yoga Sutra, if in that way, if you don't practice, we will not get benefit at all. Okay, so Hatha Yoga, this Hatha Yoga is the very much practical way of attaining the stress-free and calm mind practice. Okay, this one, all yogic traditions, even Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Hatha Yoga, Mantra Yoga, Laya Yoga, whatever it is, the main aim of all yogic science is to attain samadhi or liberation or super consciousness state of mind, isn't it? So this is that's why Maharshi Patanjali said this is the chitta yoga, chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga means the cessation of mental thoughts. In the beginning of Hatha Yoga, Maharshi Swatmarama, the yogi Swatmarama says, Kevalam Raja Yogaya Hatha Yoga Upadishyate. Kevalam Raja Yogaya. Only to reach the state of Raja Yoga, the Hatha Yoga I am going to teach you. Okay. What is Raja Yoga? One of the great yogis says that Jnanopaya Manovritti Rahitaha Raja Yoga with Jnana Upaya Manovritti Rahitaha. Jnana means knowledge. Upaya means thoughts. Manovritti, that's also thoughts. Rahitaha means all completely cessed, means completely gone, completely stopped. That state is called Raja Yoga. It's the highest state. Okay. So Yoga is reach Raja Yoga. Even all yoga, the great yoga practical one. All others are theoretical. This yogic science, yogic practice is the only one which is more practical, most practical one. Okay. So in Hatha Yoga, according to Maharshi Swatmarama, there are main 4 steps. Even he not included kriyas, yogic kriyas, but it is very important. In Gheranda Samhita, the Gheranda Muni, Yogi Gheranda Muni, he included 7 steps. That is called Saptanga Yoga. This Hatha Pradipika is called Hatha Yoga. That is Chaduranga Yoga. 4 steps here. In main 4 steps, first step is asana, according to Maharshi Swatmarama. Second step is pranayama. Asana, you know what is asana? Yogic postures. Pranayama, prana-ayama, increasing our vital force. Pranayama, Ashtakumbhakas mentioned in Hatha Pradipika. And third, bandha and mudras. Mudras, that mainly 10 mudras explained in Hatha Pradipika. And fourth step is Nadanusandhana. That is mostly relating with the meditation state. And it helps to reach you, to take you to Raja Yoga state. That is Nadanusandhana. That's also related with the Mantra Yoga and Laya Yoga. Okay. Today, we will discuss about Yama Niyamas mentioned in Hatha Pradipika. Okay. Maharshi Swatmarama says, Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangha parityagat shadbir yogo janasangha laulyascha shadbir yogo vinashyati. Janasanganscha laulyascha. Atyahara, taking too much of food, which this will destroy the yogic path. Prayasa, taking too much tiredness, too much exhaustion, that also reduce the that also disturbance in the path of yoga. Prajalpa means talking too much, talk, continuously talking. Then there is a habit in many people, continuously talking, whole day talking. That is prajalpa. That also the disturbance in yoga. Prajalpo. Niyamagraha. Niyamagraha. Niyama means following too much discipline. Too much good. According to Hatha Yoga, in the beginners, said, and utsaha, we should have enthusiasm to do something. Without enthusiasm, nothing can be possible in life. In yoga also say, we should have enthusiasm to do some good practice. Sahasa means there is perseverance. We should have courage to do the things, Hatha Yogic practices. Because Hatha Yogic practice we do forcefully. We do some difficult things. But intentionally, with full knowledge, we should practice. So it's a utsaha. We need sahasa, dhairya. We should have courage. Utsaha, sahasa, dhairya. Tattva jnanascha. We should have the knowledge, clear-cut knowledge about the practice. Otherwise, what it will happen? It will not give, not at all. It will not give good benefits. We should know this. Nishchaya, firmness in the mind. We should have firmness in the mind. And janasanga parityagat. If we avoid the mingling with too much people, janasanga parityagat, we will attain the good stage in Hatha Yoga. Otherwise, Hatha Yoga will be like iron peanut. We can't chew it, iron peanut. Normal peanut we can eat as much as possible. But if we don't follow these things, it will be iron peanut. It will not give any benefits. Okay. In the COVID-19 scenario, we should know how to reduce stress, how to improve our immune system, how to remove the toxins out to improve our health, isn't it? The kriyas, yogic kriyas, hatha yogic kriyas, cleansing techniques. There are 6 cleansing techniques mentioned in Hatha Pradipika. There are many more cleansing techniques mentioned in Gheranda Samhita. We are not dealing that thing today. I am dealing with the Hatha Pradipika. Hatha Pradipika says 6 cleansing techniques. Dhautir bhasti tatha neti tratakam naulikam tatha kapala bhatis chaitani. 6 cleansing techniques. Okay, this first dhauti, cleansing upper respiratory and digestive tracts. You know, Vamana dhauti and Vastra dhauti are very important dhautis. But in Gheranda Samhita, there are many other dhautis, Antar dhauti, Hrid dhauti, Danta dhauti, Mula dhauti, Mula shodhana, many things mentioned. But Hatha Pradipika is ancient text than Gheranda Samhita, so I am following Hatha Pradipika. Hatha Pradipika says 2 dhautis. Okay. Vastra dhauti and Jala dhauti. Jala dhauti, kunjala, drinking water and throwing it out. It should be early in the morning. And who should do and who should not do? He clearly mentioned those who have imbalance in 3 doshas. they only should practice kriyas. Others should not. Doshanam samabhavataha. Samabhavataha means dosha. Dosha, those who are having balanced tridosha should not practice kriyas. The kriyas is to remove the toxins, remove the bulgum, mucus, remove the excess mucus in the body. If our mucus level and pitta dosha, pitta bile juice level is normal, if we practice kriya, it will imbalance and it will create ill health. So we should know when we should practice and when we should not. Okay, these hatha yogic kriyas are very important, very effective in many problems. This dhauti removes many kind of kapha disorders. Hatha Pradipika says it removes 20 types of kapha doshas, disorders of kapha doshas, 20 types. Only Vastra Dhauti and Jala Dhauti, Kunjal Kriya, removes 20 types of kapha doshas. And Neti means cleansing the nasal tracts, nasopharyngeal region. Means in Jalaneti, we clean the nasal tract. In rubber Sutra Neti, inserting thread to the nose and removing from mouth and massaging and removing excess phlegm from the nose and removing blockages. That is Neti Kriya, Sutra Neti and Jalaneti. Maybe many of you know about it. That is very helpful in this COVID-19 era because this helps in our breathing tremendously. It helps to improve our breathing, helps to remove the bulgum mucus from the nasal passage and nasopharyngeal region. Okay, that is the benefit of Neti. Dhauti, Bhasti, like enema practice. Bhasti we don't practice in the open place, but it need a closed place. Is the process of in sucking water or medicated things from the anal region with the Udyana Bandha and Mula Bandha Kriya. We have to suck the water through the anus and we should flush out. That is not possible nowadays. With the ancient time, they used to practice in the rivers. And pure river was very pure. Today is our environmental day. We disturbed our full rivers and ecosystems due to our excess greedy and excess bad mind nature, right? So this is very important as how to maintain our environment clean. Without cleaning our environment, it's not possible to do that kind of kriyas. That's the Bhasti Kriya is totally abolished from the practice. It's totally stopped. Nowadays, the enema is possible. Bhasti is not possible. Neti Kriya, I told. Dhoti Bhasti Tata Neti. Trataka, the gazing is to improve the concentration and remove the stress level is very important. Concentrating on the flame or concentrating on one point continuously without blinking is Trataka. And Nauli Kriya, Nauli, the rotation of abdominal recti muscles, contracting the abdomen, doing Udyana Bandha, rotating the abdominal recti muscles like this. This will help to stimulate all the internal organs in the abdomen. mainly liver, pancreas, intestine. Okay? That will stimulate. This Ayurveda says why we get disease. According to Ayurveda, sarve rogaha agni mulaha. All diseases comes because of problems in digestion. Agni means pachana agni. Sarve rogaha agni mula. All diseases comes because of agni mula. Everybody should know this. Yogic practice, definitely it will improve digestive power. I am giving 100% assurance. Yogic practice, the perfect way of yogic practice will improve your digestive power 100%. And thereby it improve your immune power if you practice regularly. Regularity is very important. Okay. Yogic practice, not only your asana, pranayama, bandha, mudras, not only that much, it's much more than that. But this is the big for beginners. This is the thing to do. Physical practices, only we can see asana, pranayama, bandha, and mudras. But that also we are not practicing perfect way. As mentioned in Hatha Yoga, as mentioned from great yogis, we are not following their rules. We are following now the modern yogis rules, right? We are doing pranayama, just doing practice, just exhaling Kapalabhati. We are telling we are Kapalabhati pranayama. How it becomes pranayama, God knows. It's not pranayama. Pranayama, according to Hatha Pradipika, is without kumbhaka, no pranayama. But we say, but anyhow, it improves respiratory system. That's 100% correct. It improves respiratory system, but it's not pranayama. It's breathing practice, breathing exercise. And Nauli, I was telling about Nauli. It improves digestive power, and it helps to improve immune power. And Kapalabhati, just now I told, exhaling, the contracting the abdomen, that will improve your lung capacity and remove sinusitis. Definitely. We found many varieties of Kapalbhati with hands up and down, with hands forward and backward, doing Kapalbhati in different way. But it was not mentioned in Hatha Yogic text. But okay, it's good. Some new techniques we came to know and we learned, and if it is good, we should accept it. If it is not good, we should not accept. But mainly, these are the kriyas, shad kriyas, dhoti, bhasti, tata, niti, tratakam, nolikam, kapalabhati, 6 yogic kriyas which helps to improve our immune system, which helps to strengthen our internal organs, and which helps to improve our mental strength. Okay. Next we will go to asana. How we should do asana? Asana means steady and comfortable posture. According to Maharshi Patanjali Yoga Sutra says, Sthiram Sukham Asanam. Asana means sthirata and sukhata. Both should be there. Okay. Nowadays, what we do, that is different. That is not asana actually. Okay. Many of us, even including me, I am teaching exercise only. It's not asana. Asana means steadiness and comfortness should be there. We teach many exercise, many gymnastic exercise. Many yogis, yoga teachers nowadays, modern yogis teach yogic exercise, not yogasana. You should know steadiness, but we should try to reach the perfect position. We should keep one thing in our mind when we do yoga practice asana, that sthirata, we should maintain steadiness. Steadiness of both body and mind. When you teach, if you speak, it will not become asana. Understood? Many yoga teachers teach asana when they are speaking, blah, 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 they tell. But they are the great yogis nowadays. Asana, when we do asana, we should not speak. We should not think. Both steadiness, when we get steadiness comes only when we do practice in calm state of mind, calm state of body. Both it's vice versa. It helps. Calm state of body helps to calm down the mind. Calm state of mind helps to calm down the body. It vice versa. It's very much related, body and mind, as well as breathing. I will come to that. In Hatha Pradipika, Maharshi Swatmarama says, what is the benefit of doing asana? Hatasya prathamam gatva asanam purva vichyate. According to him, asana is the first step. Now, already finished kriyas, because kriyas, the cleansing techniques, which helps to clean the body, which helps to clean the nadis. Before starting asana, if you clean the body, the more benefits. So I finished it in the beginning. Hatasya prathamam gatva asanam purumuchyate kuryat tadasanam. If you do that asana practice perfect way, according to the real yogis, the teacher, stairyam arogyam cha angalaghavam. Stairyam, it gives mental strength and strength in the body. If you do perfectly. If you do imperfect way, it will give opposite result. Stairyam, arogyam, it improves health. Arogya means health. It improves health. Anghalagavam, it gives lightness in the body. If you practice yogic practice, asanas, perfect way, we should feel Anghalagava in the end. Anghalagava means lightness of body and mind. You should feel relaxed. If you don't feel relaxed, that is not asana. That means you are not doing asana in perfect way. Stairyam, steadiness of both body and mind. Arogyam. What is arogya? What is health? In Ayurveda, in Ashtanga Hridaya, Maharshi Sushruta says, what is arogya? What is health? What is swastha? Who is swastha? Samadosha samagnischa samadhatu malakriyaha prasannatmendriya manaha swastha ityabhidiyate. Who is swastha? Who is healthy? Who have the balanced tridosha, samadoshas, tridoshas balanced. Samagni, the sapta dhatus, seven dhatus, the main 7 ingredients of the body. I say ingredients. It's mingled in whole body. That's why it's tell ingredients. What is that? That is rasa, rakta, mamsa, medhas, asti, majja, shukra. Rasa means chyme, means after digestion, that the absorption part is chyme, that is rasa. Rakta, from that chyme, rakta production happens. Rakta means production of RBC and WBCs and all other blood bodies. Rasa, rakta, mamsa, from rakta, mamsa production happens. 3rd level of metabolism. 1st level, digestion and absorption. 2nd level, production of blood. from bone marrow production happens, but the second, according to Ayurveda, second metabolic production is blood. Third is rasa rakta mamsa. Mamsa means flesh. Rasa rakta mamsa. Medhas. Medhas means oily substance which is in the body. Oil is very important. Nowadays we tell that we should not eat oil, but that is not correct. We should eat oil, good oil. Oil should be not petroleum mixed petroleum oil, not paraffin oil. Nowadays we get 190% of oil that is paraffin. Paraffin oil don't help body. HDL, LDL, cholesterol, and this many cholesterol things. No? Rasa rakta mamsa medhas asti. Then production of fifth level is asti, bone. Sixth level is bone marrow, majja. From majja, according to modern medicine, majja produce blood, blood cells, RBCs. But this bone marrow produce RBCs. Then shukra. Shukra means ovum or sperm. That even modern medicine also says is the 64th variation of RBCs. See? So this arogyam, if it is balanced, samadosha samagnischa, to produce this this sapta dhatus in good level, sapta agnis, there is metabolic fire for this 7 things production, the need of 7 in production, sapta agnis. That sapta agni should be in balanced state. Then only this sapta dhatus will produce in the balanced way, sapta agnis. Okay. That's why Ayurveda says sarve rogaha agnimula. If these fires are imbalanced, it will create ill health. But yogic practice, if you do correctly, this will improve this sapta agnis, this metabolic fire in correct state. It makes your sapta dhatus level correct and make your body healthy. Sapta agni malakriyaha. Each production of sapta dhatus, this ingredients of the body, this sapta dhatus, there is the byproduct. When we do petroleum production, there is many byproducts, right? The same way, when we in our body also, when sapta dhatu production happens, there are main waste products happens, that byproducts. That byproducts is malakriya. It should be proper. I'm not going to explain this thing in deeply. It takes long time. Sapta malakriya. Then last very important stage, prasannatmendriya manaha swasta ityabhidiyate. That's why we say yoga and Ayurveda is the 2 wheels of the chariot. Without Ayurveda, there is no benefit, much more no benefit of yoga, and without yoga, there is no benefit with Ayurveda. So it should go side by side, like 2 wheels of chariot. It should move.
Hi everyone. I think the speaker has lost the connection and we are trying to connect him again. Anybody can confirm if I'm audible? Okay, thank you. Uh, Dr. Ruby, Dr. Ruby Mishra. Dr. Ruby
Hello.
Mishra.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
hi.
Am I audible?
So,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, you are audible. So जब तक हम स्पीकर से कनेक्शन रिगेन करते हैं, आप और मैं आज के उसको सम अप करते हैं कि आज वर्ल्ड एनवायरनमेंट डे है और उस पे हमने ये लेक्चर जो है बहुत ही डीप हमें गहराइयों में ले गया, जहाँ पर हमें सप्त धातु और त्रिदोषा के बैलेंसिंग के बारे में मिस्टर विजय गणेशा बता रहे थे। और इसके साथ ही बाय प्रोडक्ट की बात करते हुए उन्होंने कहा योगा और आयुर्वेदा दोनों एक पहिए के एक रथ के दो पहिए हैं। तो आप क्योंकि इन चीज़ों में बहुत हैं तो मैं चाहूँगी योगा और आयुर्वेदा पे हम परिचर्चा शुरू करते हैं तब तक जब तक हम वापस आते हैं हठ योगा पे मिस्टर विजय गणेश के साथ। लोग हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं। आचार्य ब्रह्मदेव जी हमारे साथ आज हैं, हमारे सेशन को अटेंड कर रहे हैं। मिस्टर गिरीश झा ने हमारे सेशन को स्टार्टिंग में अटेंड किया और क्योंकि वहाँ पर थोड़े से वी आवर चल रहे हैं, सो आई थिंक ही इज़ नॉट विद अस राइट नाउ। एंड डॉक्टर नीना इज़ हियर फ्रॉम पोलैंड, she is attending the whole session. So yoga and ayurveda बिल्कुल ट्रू है कि ये एक ही रथ के दो पहिए हैं। रूबी।
बिल्कुल अंजुम दीदी एकदम बिल्कुल एकदम सही कथन है। अगर हम योग की तरफ जाते हैं और उसको जानने के लिए सीखते हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं एक बात आती है कि जब हम योग कर रहे हैं, प्राणायाम कर रहे हैं, मेडिटेशन कर रहे हैं, एक तरह से हम ये कहते हैं, आयुष मंत्रालय ने भी इस तरह की अभी गाइडलाइंस को रिलीज करा है कि हम अपने दोषास जो है हमारे वात पित्त दोष, वात पित्त ये तीन दोष स्पीक है, उन्होंने बहुत ही ऑल्दो हमारा समय बहुत कम रहता है सेशन का, बट थोड़ा हमें एक्सप्लेन किया है उसको। और एज अ होल मैं तो ये कहूंगी कि ये पूरा क्रिया ही, ये जो सारा हम जो ये समावेश हमारे जो इतने जो ऋषि हैं हमारे, और जो बता हम 3-4 दिन, आज 5वां दिन हो गया, हम ये कह सकते हैं कि जब भी हम थोड़ी देर के लिए भी ध्यान लगाते हैं, मेडिटेट करते हैं, बिल्कुल हम ये मानते हैं कि हम उस स्थिति तक नहीं पहुंच पाते जिसको कहते हैं वो, मैं पता नहीं इस जीवन काल में हम लोग कितने लोग उस स्थिति तक जिसको एक समाधि के उस पहुंच पाए, वो एक अलग ही मतलब वो है, जिसको महात्मा बुद्ध या फिर हमारे विवेकानंद जी, या फिर मैं तो ये भी कहूंगी कि एक समय आदि गुरु शंकराचार्य भी, जो अपने आप में पूरी तरह से परिपूर्ण थे, वो भी एक गुरु की तलाश में गए, क्योंकि जब आपको जानने आप उसमें डूब जाते हो, फिर आपको ये जीवन बिल्कुल।
हाँ, शायद मिस्टर विजय हमारे साथ हैं। एक बारी मिस्टर विजय, अगर विजय गणेशा जी अगर आप हमें सुन पा रहे हैं, अनम्यूट करिए आप अपने आप को। और शायद वहाँ नेटवर्क का थोड़ा इशू है, तो विजय जी शायद बाहर आ गए हैं उस नेटवर्क के।
थोड़ा नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम था, अभी ठीक है, शायद मैं बाहर आ गया।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, थैंक यू आप हमारी वजह से
जो नेटवर्क सभी लोग यूज करते हैं,
हाँ जी,
सभी लोग यूज करते हैं, तब थोड़ा कंजेशन हो जाते हैं नेटवर्क।
बिल्कुल, क्योंकि अब ऑनलाइन ही सहारा है सभी लोगों को। तो यस, कंटिन्यू, वी विल कंटिन्यू विद यू, थैंक यू।
ओके, थैंक यू। यस, आई वाज डिस्कसिंग अबाउट hello, I was discussing about this pathya and apathya. Pathya, what we can eat, and apathya means what we should not eat. That's clearly mentioned in Hatha Pradipika. Say this which is easily digestible. That thing he explained, we should eat easily digestible, and which is having more fat content and more protein content, we should eat. See, um, we should eat like milk and milk product, he says. That is actually, that is not fully vegetarian according to vegans. That is not vegetarian. But in Hatha Pradipika says, which food which calm downs the mind, that is very important in yoga. Which food which gives aggressiveness in mind, that is opposite to yoga. And which helps to improve the digestion, that is important in yogic practice. And which food which decreases the digestion and hampers the digestion, that is not good for yoga, that is apatya. Which helps to improve digestion, that is pathya. That we can come to know which food is good for us, which food is not good for us, which food, each body is different, you know. The भगवान ने इस शरीर बनाया, each शरीर different है, each cell different है, each plant is different, each atom in the world is different. Such a great scientist, great thing. We can't imagine who is God. उस भगवान का जो लीला है, जो प्रोड्यूस किया है, एक भी चीज एक दूसरे के जैसा है ही नहीं. That is no equality in even in atom. एक ही वृक्ष का जो फ्रूट्स हम खाते हैं, तो एक फ्रूट से दूसरा फ्रूट्स डिफरेंट टेस्ट लगता है, थोड़ा थोड़ा, right? If you eat different fruits in from same plant, is the little bit taste difference is there. Why it happens? So there's I was discussing about pathya, I debated, but pathya and apatya is very important, which helps to improve our immune power, which helps to increase digestion. By increasing digestion, we can improve our immune system, and helps to calm down the mind. Food is directly related to our mind. So food is very important during yogic practice. Apatya food we can eat, apatya food we should not eat. The what and all food items we should come to know, which food is good for us, which food is not good for us. We should experience it, and we should make it our pathya. What is my pathya item? What is apatya for me? That is pathya item. This actually this is like dinacharya mentioned in Ayurveda. So that's why I told yoga and Ayurveda is two wheels of the chariot. Hatha yoga is more very important path, which is mainly more related with the Ayurveda, and which helps to remove many disorders. And who and all can practice yogic science, yoga practices. And the Maharshi Swatmarama says, Yuva vruddhopi vruddho va vyadhito durbalopi va abhyaset siddhimapnoti. Yogesh Tandrita. He says, Yuva, young people can practice. Even younger people can also practice. Old people can practice. Oldest people also can practice. And vyadhito, vyadhita means those who are diseased, they also can practice. And durbala means weaken, very weak person also can practice yoga, and after that he can attain what I told in the beginning, benefit of asana: Stairyam, Arogyam cha Anghalagavam. By regular practice, we can attain. And how to practice asana? That is very important. Now nowadays many people don't know about this. I'm very sorry about this. Many yogis nowadays don't know the basic rule of yoga, but many of them become yogic teacher. very sorry for that. Those who don't know the basic rule also they practice, they teach yoga for many thousand lakhs of people. The people follow with madness with them, right? I'm not pointing out anybody, don't feel bad about that. But main thing in asana there is a many very important thing is four aspect of asana. This is called four main pillars. Shwasa, how to do shwasa kriya, breathing. Vinyasa, how to synchronize the body movement, breathing, and how to join the body, mind, and breath. That is the technique vinyasa. Sthiti, steadiness, in which position we should become steady and which part we have to hold, and drishti, where we have to gaze. That is very important in asana. These are the most main pillars of the asana. We are not at all following nowadays. Few people follow, but many people don't follow these rules. According to Hata Pradipika, he says Guru Mukhena, means by teacher, by the teaching with the real Guru, we should learn. But nowadays everybody become Guru, everybody become teacher. Those who don't know the basic things, they tell many things, but this four aspect they forgotten. Very sorry. They don't do breathing properly. They don't teach how to breathe. And for each asana, for each step, there is proper breathing mentioned by great teachers. But we follow only basic rules, not perfect rule. Nobody knows perfectly how to do asana. Shwasa, Vinyasa, Sthiti, Drishti. In Vyasa Bhashya, who wrote Bhashya, means commentary for Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Maharshi Vedavyasa says, Vina Vinyasena Asanam na Kuryat. Vinyasa, without Vinyasa, don't practice yoga. Nowadays, the Vinyasa style also becomes more pathetic one. So they do jumping, they do tiredness, they don't follow the things what I told in the beginning. That's why I mentioned that thing in this lecture about utsaha, atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagra. Atyahara prayasa, we should not give too much exertion to the body when we do yogic practice. Nowadays ashtanga practice, nowadays many other type of yogic practice comes. They don't follow this. Atyahara prayasascha prayasa, they get tiredness too much, right? Atyahara prayasascha prajalpa, too much talking, no use with hatha yoga. See, this main basic four pillars we should practice: shwasa, vinyasa, sthiti, drishti. Without these four things, we can't get the benefit of real yogic practice. What are the benefit we can get? That already I explained. Stairyam, arogyam cha angalaghavam. Stairyam, mental steadiness. In this COVID-19 era, we need more steadiness of mind. If our body is steady, then only mind becomes steady. When if you do asana perfect way with these main four pillars, then only mind becomes steady. Otherwise, it will never help. Okay. So I don't go much more detail about this. Next, I will move to pranayama. Pranayama is the very important technique mentioned in Hatha Yoga. But nowadays we teach pranayama only breathing techniques, and some techniques also not in good way, but many people follow this. Now we don't teach kumbhaka, we don't teach nadi shuddhi pranayama properly to the people, no? There are mainly ashta kumbhakas mentioned in Hatha Pradipika. See? Before doing ashta kumbhaka, we should cleanse our body with kriyas and with proper practice of asana and pranayama. Proper practice of asana. Proper practice of asana means with that four pillars, shwasa vinyasa sthiti drishti. With this proper practice, with the guideline of real teacher, it will help to remove all the blockages from the 72,000 nadis. It removes all the blockages from the energy centers. Then if we do pranayama, nadi shuddhi pranayama, it will help. Really it will help. Okay. Then the pranayama, the bandha and mudras explained in Hatha Pradipika. That is the most further more advanced stage of Hatha Yoga. There are 10 bandha and 7 bandhas, 3 bandhas and 7 mudras explained in Hatha Pradipika. Okay. Even if we don't follow the previous one, asana, pranayama, this thing, there is no use of doing bandha and mudras. We should master in this asana. We should clean our nadis. We should clean our energy centers, energy channels. Then only bandhas and mudras will help. So this is the most advanced technique for nowadays yogis. And nadhanusandhana, you forget about it. Okay? Nadhanusandhana is the great technique by yogis. By this, they invented many instruments, musical instruments. So, in the Indian musical instruments, that sound resembles whatever the yogis heard when they did Nadhanusandhana practice. So, these are the great techniques mentioned by Hatha yogis for our real Indian culture. That thing we are not following, and we forget about that things. And also very important thing I need to explain, our Indian culture is mainly based on the platform of yoga, the yama niyamas of yoga. And also in our puja, in our traditional way of doing prayer, puja, that is called asana and pranayama. In the, we included in that the hatha yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga, and bhakti yoga. These four yogas included in our day-to-day puja and sandhya vandana tradition. In sandhya vandana, we do nadi shuddhi pranayama, we do padmasana, we do bandhas. Ancients were practicing this. We forget. Ancient was practicing sun salutation in the early in the morning with devotion, with the physical work, karma yoga, with the jnana, with the knowledge, full knowledge of our real knowledge of Atma, Swatma, and this bhakti with the devotion, they used to practice these things. But nowadays we forget everything, and I hope this yogic yoga day practice and this kind of real innovative things which is happening nowadays with at least with the online, and many people, many people uh, interesting about the real theory about yoga, and this thing may help in future to know the what is real yogic practice. We should read the ancient texts, ancient yogic texts and ancient epics, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavata, and many other epics, even Garuda Purana. This all Puranas explains yoga in minute, in detailed way. We don't read, we don't watch about regarding our tradition. We forget everything. We don't having interest with that. So this will, how it will help for nowadays modern yogis, God knows. Okay. Anyhow, thank you for giving me this great opportunity to give my opinion in this platform for Deshbandhu College and Delhi University. And thank you very much for Rajiv ji and Anjum ji to contacting me and giving this great opportunity for me to share my views about yoga. And thank you for all the participants. Thank you for all the great dignitaries. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Vijay Ganeshan.
Thank you. Thank you,
That
madam.
was, people are appreciating. That was very informative session. Uh, it was a deep knowledge how to do asanas, sthirta, pranayam, bhakti yoga, karma yoga, and the basic and emphasis was from your guidance, from your side, is know more and more about the yoga and then practice the asanas, because
Yes,
if the breathing pattern is not correct, if you don't know how to perform asanas and in relation to the breathing, it is not going to help, or rather it is may going to harm. So these days, yes, yoga is a hype, and we are trying to make a yoga as a culture. We want to promote it as a culture, but it should not be refrained only or restrained only to the asanas. And
yes, yes.
to get the benefit of asanas, you must understand other related things before performing the asanas.
Really,
So yeah, thank you so much, because yes, we are promoting, we are people are doing all kind of asanas, and they want to associate in any way with the yoga culture. But yes, it is a very deep sciences, and it, as it is based totally on sciences, it's deep core related physiology, which is
really,
going
really.
to help psychologically. So we must understand. So it is a humble request from all the participants, from all the yoga sadhakas, yoga followers, that apart from the asanas, try to understand the science behind it, try to inculcate the correct posture, the correct way of doing everything. एंड जैसे हम कहते हैं, गुरु बिन गत नाही, गुरु के बिना गति नहीं है। तो इसके लिए आप लोगों से बहुत विनम्र निवेदन है कि आप क्वालिफाइड योगाचार्यस, योगा टीचर्स, योगा ट्रेनर्स के अंडर ही अपनी प्रैक्टिस शुरू करें, उनके साथ टच में रहें। अगर हम ऑनलाइन भी क्लासेस ले रहे हैं किसी भी योगा ट्रेनर, योगा गुरु, योगाचार्य से, तो आप उनसे फिजियोलॉजिकली अंडरस्टैंडिंग और फिजियोलॉजिकल साइंस को ज़रूर समझिए, और तब आप इस पैटर्न को अपनाएं। Now, let me invite Dr. Manisha and Dr. Ruby. Dr. Manisha will take questions from the chat, and Dr. Ruby will take questions from Facebook. So over to you, Manisha and Ruby.
Okay. Uh, Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
There are a few questions in the chat box. One of them is that, according to yoga, so you said that kriya should not be practiced by a healthy person and only be practiced in people who are having any kind of dosha, like all the three doshas, vata, pitta, and kapha dosha. So, how will a person know whether he has a certain kind of dosha? How will any layman like us will come to know about these doshas?
No, he should go to real teacher, those who have good knowledge about Ayurveda and yoga.
Yes, sir.
He should go to him, and he should tell his problem. Then the teacher will come to know what this dosha he is having. According
Okay.
to his dosha, he will teach correct method to rectify his doshas. So,
Okay.
suppose the person having kapha dosha, too much kapha, mucus accumulation, the dhauti kriyas are very important. Dhauti kriya helps to remove the kapha doshas.
Mhm.
धोती कफनाश करता है. धोती दोष, धोती removes mucus, and neti also removes the mucus. So which practice is good for him? But the person having high blood pressure, person having heart problem, he can't practice this dhauti and many kriyas. He should go
Okay.
to the good knowledgeable and those who are real teacher, and for them he should go and he should ask which kriya is correct for his body. Not kriya, not all kriyas is good for single
One
person,
person.
one
Right.
person. So that's why I was telling that each body is different. So each body is different.
Yes,
So
sir.
for each body, there is the same kriya will not help for each and every body for same doshas. So the something modification teacher will do while teaching, okay, so
Okay.
that he will
Uh,
get benefit. If he do his own, it will give harm. It will harm his body.
okay. And what is dhote practice? Dhoti practice, what is it? Because neti we know, but
Dhauti is the upper digestive tract cleansing. Dhauti.
okay.
One dhoti I will explain. There are many kind of dhotis. Jala dhoti, kunjala kriya means
Right.
drinking 6 to 7 glass full the pure good water, little saline salt we can add. If you have high blood pressure, should not add. And we should eat, you should drink in sitting in kagasana. According to his body, he should practice drinking and putting 3 finger to the end of the mouth and
And
initiating the
the
vomiting.
reflex,
And
like
yes, that from
gastroesophageal
that,
reflex.
yes, that reflex.
Mhm.
And we should throw the water completely out. Till
Okay.
water finish, we should vomit. But according to the physical condition, according to the person's problem. But he
Okay.
should go to teacher and he should practice his own. If he practice, it will harm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So somebody is asking whether we can use a mouthwash for the Jal Neti Kriya, or
Mouthwash.
like the
Mouthwash.
mouthwash,
No, no,
like Listerine and all these mouthwash,
no,
because
no.
it's coming in the chat box.
Mouthwash, we don't use mouthwash having chemicals, right?
Yes.
That
So,
chemical will harm the nasal passage. Nasal passage is very delicate. If saline content, if it is alter little bit, it will burn your nose. You will lose the olfactory nerves. So it will
okay.
spoil the nasal these sensations.
So
Don't
is
do
it
like that.
fine? Because it was coming in the chat box. So, and do we like it should be done with the plain water, or should it be a bit of
Saline water. Saline
saline
water.
water?
Point
Okay.
1 normal. For 1 liter,
Okay.
5 gram of salt we can add, and you can do.
Right.
That
And
it should not too much warm, and it should not too much cold. It should be lukewarm.
fine.
And
There's
after
not. Yes. Yes.
After the kriya, we should follow certain rules. Otherwise, it will infect. The infection will increase. So, but with the teacher, we should learn. If you don't remove the water clearly, it will increase the infection. It will infect the ear. That's why we should know properly, and we should under the guidance of teacher only should practice.
Okay. There's another question in the chat box, sir. How many asanas are to keep our body healthy? How many basic asanas should we practice?
See, actually telling, single asana, steadiness, comfortable and steadiness. If you keep in one asana, if you do meditation in that, if you able to sit half an hour, 1 hour in one asana, that is enough. But that is not possible nowadays. Nobody having that much of concentration, that much patience, and that much strength in the nervous system, and that much flexible body. So at least about 10 to 15 asanas, standing, sitting, on the abdomen, on the back, 5 asanas. If you practice, that is sufficient. And at the end of the asana, we should practice shavasana, and we should relax our body completely.
So,
We should not
would
have.
you tell us? Yes, sir.
Yes, tell me.
Would you tell us some basic asanas which are really important for us to keep ourselves healthy?
Basic
Some
asanas,
basic, very few basic.
Vajrasana.
Tooth Vajrasana. Okay.
Vajrasana is very important. Vakrasana,
Sir,
twisting
but
posture.
you'll have to tell us also something about it. Like Vajrasana would be
Vajrasana
knee,
is folded leg, kneeling
folded
down and
knees.
folded leg and sitting on the heels. That is Vajrasana.
Vajrasana.
Vakrasana or Ardhamatsendrasana and Marichasana. That all asanas are very important to remove the diseases from the body. See, in Hatha Pradipika it says, Matsyendra Peetham Jatar Pradiptam Prachanda Rungmandala Khandanastram. That is the weapon to remove the chain of terrible disease. This is the twisting posture. So at least Ardhamasendrasana, few people is difficult for the beginners. At least twisting postures, Vakrasana, they should practice. Vakrasana is very important. And Bhujangasana, Dhanurasana, and Pavana Muktasana. That's all the very simple and very good practice for the beginners as well. Tadasana, and for the warm up of the body, Surya Namaskara in the beginning, that is very important. Even in the back spinal problem people, they should avoid with the guidelines of teacher only, they should do it. Forward bendings not advisable for back pain people, the slip disc people and all this sciatica pain people. Forward bending is contraindicated. So many practices, if you do without knowledge, without the guidelines of a real teacher, it will spoil. So with the guidelines, if you practice regularly, if you practice, it's like how we are taking breakfast and food every day, how we are doing brush immediately after getting up in the morning, the same thing we should do. We should adopt this yogic practice in our day-to-day life. It's not only one day, weekly 1 times I do, weekly 3 times I do, weekly. It will not give more benefit. At least something is better than nothing. But this is very important. Yes.
Sir, another question from the chat box.
Yeah.
Can enema be practiced by a person himself without any help?
The very healthy person, those who having good knowledge about enema, they can practice. But it mostly is by giving other person only, it is easier. For twisting and putting cataract to the anal part is very difficult. Actually, it's need some gel and many things. That instrument we need, no? So that
Okay.
with care, with the full hygiene, with the real guidelines, only is helpful.
So for Niti, for gel Niti, we're talking about like nostril. We take out the water from the nostril. We keep the water in the mouth and then take it out from the nostril. So, should that the water which is taken out from the nostrils by keeping it for some time in the mouth? So, is that water which is thrown out by the nostrils a wastewater, or what should be like again it can be taken inside or what, something of that sort?
No, you should throw that water. After coming out from nostril, it is waste. It's in our mouth, you know, there's a millions of what we say, uh, microbes,
Microbes,
bacteria,
yeah, yeah.
microbes are there. If
Mm.
you use it again, it will you're creating problem for yourself. So once you keep it in the mouth, throw the water out, throw it out. It's waste.
Okay,
So again, don't use it.
okay,
Throw to the basin.
okay.
Yeah.
So one more question. Like you've taken the name.
Hmm.
So, sir, what is Kumbhaka?
Kumbhaka means retention of breath. Retention. In pranayama, there are three things very important: Puraka, Rechaka, and Kumbhaka. Puraka means inhalation. Rechaka means exhalation. Kumbhaka means retention. Two types of Kumbhaka: Antar Kumbhaka and Bahya Kumbhaka. Antar Kumbhaka means holding the breath inside, and
Yes, sir.
Bahya Kumbhaka means holding the breath outside. After exhalation, holding the breath, vacuum, that is Bahya Kumbhaka. Uh, this this should be done with the proper manner after learning Anulom Vilom Pranayama, and after mastering Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama, we should do Kumbhaka. Otherwise, it will give harm the body. Yeah. So pranayama in Hatha Pradipika it says if you practice correct way, it will cure the disease, and if you did wrong way, it will create the disease. Kumbhaka is very carefully we should do with the guidelines of teacher. Initially, the ratio 1:2. 1:1 we should learn. 1:2. Then according to your body condition, we should increase it. Yes, tell me.
टेबल के नीचे गिरा हुआ है, टेबल के नीचे गिरा हुआ था, अभी सब धो देती हूँ.
Hello.
Okay. Am I audible? Namaskar, Vijay Ganesh ji.
Namaste ji. Namaste ji.
Yeah. We do have some questions. Wide range of across the globe, wide range of participants have joined on Facebook. There are some questions like one question from Dhanashri Balareva. She asked that, sir, can you suggest some books on this or experts for Hat Pradipika? Then another question is from Rupali, that is nostrils become dry while doing Kapalbhati or other pranayams. So what's the solution? I will ask other questions afterwards to answer these questions.
Actually, Hatha Pradipika published by many schools. You know, many schools published Hatha Pradipika text. That is the this text contains the Sanskrit literature and its explanation in English or Hindi or any regional language. So, I suggest Kaivalya Dhamma book is most authentic one, and if one more book is from Bihar School of Yoga, that is very good one. Either Bihar School or Kaivalya Dhamma book is good. The publication of Kaivalya Dhamma or Bihar School of Yoga, these two books I suggest that I referred, and I feel it is good. I felt that these two books are good. And for nasal, if you feel nasal dryness, put this mustard oil. Slightly you take in your finger mustard oil and rub it inside the nose. Okay, before practicing pranayama. Or if you are doing jalneti, there is a special medicated ghee we use. At least warm up the ghee and put one drop for each nostril and massage the nose. Okay, before doing pranayam you can do like that, but putting ghee, some few people feel irritation in the throat and throat infection comes. So I suggest mustard oil is better, because mustard oil is little hot potenced. It will not create any problem. Each body is different. The few items suitable for few body, few people don't feel good from other items. Okay, any doubt? I can't hear you. It's not audible.
Okay, I had muted myself. Okay, there is one more question. That is from Tipu Sarkar. That is how we can identify one person is having which dosha. A very important question. And how we can rectify it. That is how we can identify that which dosha a person is, and then how we can rectify it. And again, if we say that if a person is having dosha, whether in his or her lifetime, is it possible that that dosha can be transferred to another dosha? Yes, your comments, sir.
See, actually, main predominant dosha when we take birth, that is one, that will be same throughout life. And there are three types in the big up to adolescence. Most of the 90% people having kapha dosha. Okay, and from adolescence to middle age, there is pitta dosha. From middle age to old age, there is vata dosha, predominant. This three doshas, how we can identify means, if it is balanced, we are healthy. If we are feeling ill health, any kind of problem, any kind, not even not this problem, that problem, like that, any problem, if you are feeling with the body, that is because of doshas. Imbalance in the dosha. If three doshas in the balanced state, then it is called health, state of health. I explained you who is swastha. In my lecture I told you who is swastha. Samadosha samagnischa samadhatu malakriyah prasannatmendriya mana swastha ityabhidiyate. This all things we should come to know according to the physical condition, according to the feeling, according to the mental state. It all counts which dosha the person having, is which dosha is aggravated, which dosha is gone down, and because of this dosha I got this disease. Suppose those who are having lot of mucus problem, the problem of breathing, mostly in the young age, it is because of kapha dosha. In the old age, that is because of vata dosha, old age. And the same way in the middle age, means the, after adolescent, after the age of 17, 18, 19 up to 50, few people feel burning sensation in the abdomen. That is because of pitta dosha. Pitta dosha, abnormality in the pitta dosha. Okay, so each person having different problems. Sometimes these doshas combines, two doshas combines, vata pitta, pitta kapha, some vata kapha. This problems, if it is combines with the two doshas, is difficult to identify. We should go to Ayurvedic physician who is having good knowledge about that. By looking your appearance, by asking question about your health problems, by by looking your movements of the body, by looking your eyes, by looking your tongue, by looking your nails, by looking your hair, the Ayurvedic physician decides this person having this dosha, in because of some dosha imbalance, these problems coming. So we can't say how to identify. The identification, there is a big process for each dosha. There are this what we say, symptoms. If this symptoms coming, this dosha, for 10 symptoms for kapha dosha, 10 symptoms for pitta, 10 symptoms for vata. Sometimes these three combined, sannipata jwara, that is, there is nowadays COVID-19, that is sannipata jwara. See, this combined three doshas, this treating is difficult because this three doshas combined, imbalance happened with three doshas. Okay. So what we can say, by going to good Ayurvedic physician, he will come to know what is problems with the doshas. He only decide what dosha you have.
So today, sir, we got to know, although I was repeatedly asking this question on all the series we are doing, that is Yoga Mantrana, but today we got to know for how important it is to have a very good practitioner for at least that Hatha Yoga. And in order to get, that is the three doshas, if a person is having a balanced doshas, balanced form of all vata pitta kapha, then a person is healthy. Now if young child is there, say for example 12, 13, 14, 15-year child is there, in those cases whether the symptoms are minimal because they are healthy and their immune system is much more better in a better way as compared to those at older ages.
Yes,
That
yes.
is yes. And one more thing we got to know from you, sir, that is our ancient practices, how they were. They used to treat every person, every individual as a whole. It was not like this nowadays medicines giving one sort of antibiotic or one sort of medicine to everyone. It is all the personalized thing which used to be there. And thank you very much, sir.
Okay,
Over to you, Anju.
That's why the nowadays medicine sometimes it's not working for each and every one. So we are giving symptoms based medicine. Even Ayurvedic physician also nowadays giving symptom based medicine. They don't go through all the backgrounds and they don't study about the patients. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's very true. सभी मर्ज की एक दवा चल रही है आजकल.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, हाँ जी.
लेकिन सभी मर्ज की एक दवा है योगा. और योगा के
Really?
इन सारे आयामों को जो हमारा इस योग मंत्रणा का मकसद था, उसका फोकस यही था कि लोगों को अगर आसनास करने के लिए हम प्रेरित कर रहे हैं तो उनको हम बाकी आयाम भी समझने के लिए प्रेरित करें और कहीं ना कहीं उनको हम ये बताएं कि बाकी आयामों को भी साथ में लेकर चलना आसनास के बहुत ज़रूरी है, तभी हम उसका बेस्ट से बेस्ट बेनिफिट उठा पाएंगे. धन्यवाद आज के बहुत ही नॉलेजेबल सेशन के लिए. काफ़ी लोगों ने हम लोगों को बोला है थैंक यू फॉर कॉलिंग यू, और आपका सेशन बहुत इंफॉर्मेटिव था. और अब मैं इनवाइट करना चाहूँगी डॉक्टर राजेंद्र लाल को टू प्रपोज द वोट ऑफ थैंक्स.
Thank you. See, actually, yogo jnanam tatha sankyam vidya shilpadi karma cha veda shastrani vijnanam etat sarvam janardhanat. This all knowledge, you know, it goes to the Lord Almighty, who is sitting above, or above from all of us.
Very
From all knowledge to him, there is no greatness with anybody having this much knowledge, that much knowledge, this thing, that thing. He is the great knowledge. He only gives knowledge. Without God, nothing is possible.
सर.
That
एक
kind
क्वेश्चन.
of devotion, that
जी.
kind of zero ego, we should develop by practicing yoga. Yoga, for my opinion, yoga means making our ego less, and reaching zero level. And that reaching, when you reach zero level, that is the liberation.
वेरी ट्रू सर. एक क्वेश्चन और थोड़ा सा छूट गया था. कोविड-19 की बात आई थी, तो देयर आर 2-3 पार्टिसिपेंट्स हु वुड लाइक टू नो अ क्विक 2-3 नेम ऑफ asanas which are helpful for respiratory system and cardiac system also.
Ustrasana, Parvatasana, and Simhasana, and Marjaryasana. These 4 asanas will help for cardiac as well as for respiratory system. And many more asanas, but
Yeah.
this is the simplest one. Standing, sitting itself, they can finish it. But
Okay.
they should practice little more longer time. If they are doing only 4 asanas, long time they should practice, or repeated 3-4 times they can practice with deep breathing. Shwasa kriya. Some people say normal breathing. How is normal breathing? What is normal breathing?
True.
Right? They under the guidance of teacher, he will teach how to do normal breathing. The normal breathing, people do shallow breathing only. If the posture becomes difficult,
जी.
people do only shallow breathing. 10 years, 15 years, the same kind of respiration they do, they don't increase their lung capacity. It will not help. It will not help.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Over to Rajendra ji.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible as well as visible?
Okay.
मेरी आवाज आ रही है मैम?
हाँ, मुझे आ रहा है.
अच्छा. Good morning and a warm and graceful mornings to our most valuable speaker, principal, worthy teachers, as well as one and all gathered over here in this platform. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on behalf of Deshbandhu College, University of Delhi, and the entire International Yoga Festival team, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all for gracing your important work and sharing with us your findings and opinion today. First and foremost, we extend to our thanks to Yoga Acharya Vijay Ganesh Kurikaru ji for sparing with us your precious time. Attaining the unity within oneself, there are many ways to experience everything as oneness consciousness throwing light on working with the body, move to the breath, then to the mind, then to the inner self is the essence of Hatha Yoga. Thank you very much to delivering the wisdom of yoga for all of us. We are grateful to our worthy principal, Dr. Rajiv Agarwal. As principal, you have shaped the conditions for our teachers and students to learn and succeed. We are forever grateful for your impact on this institution. Keep up the great work, sir. Thank you very much. I take this opportunity to express our sincere thanks to the respected teachers, scholars, lovers of yoga, and participants all around the world through Zooms and Facebook Live, whose presence here adds to the dignity of this occasion. We extend to our thanks to today's moderator, Dr. Ruby Mishra and Dr. Manisha, for selecting and taking up the questions from Facebook and Zoom for the inquisitives. Thank you very much. Again, a very big thanks to Dr. Aditya Saxena, convener IQAC, for continuous technical support. Thank you very much, sir, once again. And we also wish to express our gratitude to the various committee which have cooperated with us in making arrangements for this webinar. Namaste.
Namaste. Okay, thank you, Ji. Namaste. Bye.
Thank you, Ganesh ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, सर ऑडियो शुरू से आ रहा था नहीं आ रहा था पता नहीं मैं
नहीं बिल्कुल आ रहा था,
ऑडियो आ रहा था, you were audio.
हाँ हाँ
जी
ठीक है जी
और बिल्कुल आ रहा था
क्योंकि कुछ कंजेशन नेटवर्क कंजेशन टू मच नाउ we all using for webinars and all many people use for their work network only so congestion is too much.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Ganesh, Vijay Ganeshan ji. Thank you all the participants for patient hearing. I hope हम आपके ज्ञान गंगा के भंडार में ज्ञान को समाहित करते चले जा रहे हैं. आज हमारे साथ Dr. Irina was supposed to join us from Romania, but she's having twins and one of her son was having a therapy today. So she will join us tomorrow. So tomorrow's lecture will be taken by Dr. Irina first, and then other speakers will also be with us. So tomorrow is Saturday. We will have a little longer session tomorrow with 2 speakers. Thank you all. May God bless us. May God bless our earth. May God bless you. Thank you. Namaskar.
Namaskar.